My job is to talk about setting the stage, the critical period in healthcare and where we are, and the purpose of this retreat, and then a little more in partnerships. We've talked about a lot of these things. I just want to touch a couple of things. This is our first retreat for the consortium. So tell us what we got right, tell us how we can do it better, because we want to do this again and again and meet your needs. On the inside of Aegis, there's tremendous excitement that you are part of this. As I mentioned last night, I asked John, who's going to join? And John said, we're going to get the best health systems in the country. They're going to be sprinkled from around the country. They're going to have different charges. Some will be urban, some will be rural. They'll have different methods of payment. Some will have an advanced innovation agenda. Others will be working on that. But he says, we're going to find the best, the highest quality, and the people that are committed to their patients, their staff, not just to the health system, but also to the community. And I love that, and I agree with that, and that's what we've got. We're so honored to have you. What every one of you who's had this conversation with me has said is how much they respect the other health systems and how they're glad to be part of this team. So John, you've done well with that, and I'm proud to be part of it. Critical period of healthcare, John talked a bit about that last night. When I think about that, when there's a tipping point or an urgency, I guess it's the last job I had was as a CEO, was critical and urgent meant, something's happened or something's happening that is going to risk the ship. And instead, I think this time it seems to me that this is critical and it's a turning point because we have a tremendous opportunity. The ship has been battered for your whole career, my whole career. It's really tough being in healthcare. It hasn't gotten any easier in my experience. But I can see that we can actually make a difference. It's going to take a generation to really fix it well. But my personal optimism on this is that it's critical and it's urgent that you get the best team, working with the best teams, to do something really good that you can be proud of. Patients will like it, your staff will like it, and your health system will like it. We've come to accept low margins in healthcare. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think we can continue to thrive or try to thrive in an environment where low margins are the norm, year in, year out, no matter what you do. That attracts values-driven people like your staff, and it doesn't matter what the margins are, you're going to persist for the patients and do the professional work and all the rest of it. But I actually think we need as a group to say, let's get those margins in an area where it gives us some flexibility to invest in research and technology and our people and the community and all that stuff. So we're very focused on our end to help your financial performance to improve. That's a good thing. Nothing evil about that. In my role, sometimes the public would say, you're making too much money. Well, nobody got a bonus, nobody got stock, and that's the case with most of your institutions as well, and you're giving it back to the community. That's a good thing. You're employing people with good, high-paying jobs. That's a good thing. Someone says, you're a socialist, you're from Canada. I said, I don't think a socialist would be able to run the Mayo Clinic. And that's not how it works. I'm not a socialist. I'm a capitalist. I'm proud of it. But we want to do good for our patients. So together, we need to create something that's sustainable, fulfilling, and will continue to attract the best people to our professions. And again, that's part of what you want. Let us know how we can help you. I think we can, this room, we can make the lives of our staff better. And I heard some good stories at breakfast about what technology has done for the staff already. We can make their lives better. And we can make a better future for our patients immediately. That's your charge, our charge together. As I said last night, at the very least, our job is to be a good partner to each of you. That's job one. Listen, You told me this, is this what you're, look, we're thinking this, well, no, we want to do this. Okay, how do we partner? Because if we're able to help you and you're able to help us help you, this will be successful. And what does that mean? I want to do more with you folks. And we're having some progress. That's, together we're going to grow. And if we're successful as a partnership with you, this has a pretty interesting long-term possibility for you and for healthcare in general. So that's it. But what I've heard in the last 12 hours or whatever it is, 24 hours, is how much you're already talking with each other. And you're starting to knit together a sense of community with other members of the consortium. And I told your CEOs, consortium's not a great word, in my opinion, for what we're doing here, because we don't require that we all wear the same sweaters. By the way, there are sweaters in your room. I think none of you had time yet to open your bags, but there are these nice sweaters in there. This is not an obligation for any of you. There's no behavior. There's none of that except civility and partnership. It's an opportunity, but already you're availing yourselves of the opportunity to say, how does UPMC like Oxner, whatever it is. So that's good. As I said again last night, we're not your only partner, but we want to be your best partner. And we won't be your best partner if you don't tell us how we can do better. I'm speaking on the Aegis side. John's going to show you some really cool stuff about the wide array of opportunities that we see to work with you. The low-hanging fruit, some of the things, the portfolio companies are amazing. You'll hear about them. And we want you to see if those would be good things for you. But the opportunity to do way more than that, John's going to pull the curtain back and show you, because you are insiders. You're going to see the really cool opportunities that we don't talk about in the media. We're talking about with you. So you can look at that and say, wait a second. That's something we could do at Vanderbilt. That's something we could do at IU. I'm going to take that back to my CEO. I've talked with most of the CEOs, not all yet, they're all scheduled, but they think highly, the ones I've talked with, think, and I'm not going to tell you who I haven't talked with because I don't want to, they think highly of you, they respect you, and they're counting on you to prioritize what you can accomplish soon, quickly, successfully, and then move forward. They're counting on you, they're proud of you, they speak well of you. They're like every CEO, the ones I've talked with are a lot like me. You wish you knew more about what you're doing, but I approved it, and I want it to work, and you tell me if it's not working, and that sort of thing. But they do have you've done a nice job briefing them, they have a bit of an understanding of it. You'll figure out how much you want to tell them when, but they do think highly of you. They're glad you're on their team, and they're glad that you're leading this. So with that, I just want to say thanks, and I'll turn it over to John.
When we set out to build the digital consortium over a year ago, what we hoped we could do was build a group of leading health systems who were coming together to create a novel paradigm for health system-led innovation. And we're so pleased at the group that we were able to bring together here today. You're all market leaders. You're all leaders in quality, in innovation, in deploying new technologies collaboratively. Together, you represent close to 7% of the overall American health economy, over $100 billion in annual revenue, and 450,000 employees. And equally important, as Dr. Noseworthy mentioned, you're a microcosm of the healthcare system as a whole in the United States. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a new technology or opportunity that we couldn't pull a critical mass of health systems from this group to test and deploy together. And we believe this consortium will be fundamentally different from a lot of the others that have come together in the past. I don't think anyone before has ever pulled together a group of this caliber or this quality with a commitment to work together to identify, build, and invest in new technologies that have the potential to fundamentally transform healthcare. So the opportunity in front of us is really extraordinary. The response to this effort has unsurprisingly been really impressive. People are definitely paying attention to everything that we're doing together. Just the announcement alone generated close to 250 million PR impressions. At the same time, there's a lot of skeptics out there as well who believe this will fizzle out and that it'll be similar to a lot of the analogous initiatives that have come together in the past. And it's incumbent on us to make sure that that doesn't happen. The stakes are too high and the benefits of collaboration are too great. And I think the best way to ensure we build an enduring partnership is to generate some early wins and come out of the gate strong, demonstrate the efficacy of what we're doing, which is a big part of why we're here together today. Aegis's mandate and the Digital Consortium vision is quite simple. It's to support all of your success. And we do that through our one-on-one partnership with each of you and through all of the joint initiatives that we'll pursue together through the Digital Consortium. If we're successful, I think we have a broader opportunity to set a national innovation agenda for health systems and to redefine how health systems work together to achieve mutually beneficial goals. We also hope that we'll use this forum as a way to build partnerships that can address critical national public health issues, maternal morbidity and mortality, mental health, how we deal with chronic disease as a country. And across the board, I think our fundamental belief as Aegis is that the biggest and best companies will be those that solve major societal problems. And so the company creation mandate, along with the mandate of solving national issues, we view as synergistic and one and the same. And so you'll see that today with Chelsea Clinton and her presentation on maternal health, followed by the demo on care. And together, as this group matures, it's our expectation that the vision and mission will evolve, and we can continue to work together to define that as time goes on. Today, we'll try to focus on a narrower set of issues, primarily revenue diversification, digital transformation, and company building. Our aspiration as Aegis is to be your wraparound revenue diversification and margin expansion partner. Since inception, we have been huge believers that health systems are tremendous sources of innovation, but need help harnessing that innovation and pursuing it in a way that benefits all of you and drives margin back to the system. And so we aspire to be the partner that can help you unlock the full value of all the extraordinary assets that you have. There's multiple vectors of attack in terms of how we can best serve that set of goals. One is turning cost centers into profit centers. We can help you commercialize scientific discoveries from your faculty, and we can help you monetize assets like IP, your brand, and your data. Many of the health systems here today have leveraged a variety of those strategies and approaches, and as Dr. Noseworthy mentioned, we hope we can leave you from this event with a number of case studies that you can emulate in your own institutions. And through a combination of these approaches and a mixed model, we hope that we can help you maximize those assets and drive value back to the system that you can reinvest in your mission and in growing. Since April, the Aegis team has been hard at work in building the one-on-one partnership that we have with each of you. And we've done that through a variety of in-person workshops where we've fielded a team to come out and spend a whole day with you and your management teams. We've looked at your individual strategic plans, the investments you've made in technology, and we've identified opportunities to complement the existing strategies that you've already outlined. That listening tour has been really invaluable in so many different ways. I think what we've seen across the board is, well, all of you are incredibly unique. Your problems aren't, which has yielded enormous opportunities for co-development across the consortium and the ability to amortize some of the costs of shared investments that all of you need to pursue together. Based on that listening tour, we've identified 5 key investment themes, which you'll hear about a lot today, and we've outlined in the white paper, which you were all sent as a pre-read for this retreat, and you have a copy of on your seat. Since inception, the Aegis team has been really thesis-driven in terms of how we spend time and energy. And those five themes, based on everything we've heard from you, are workflow automation, creating and amplifying new biomarkers, redefining the consumer experience, unlocking real-world data, and expanding share of care for health systems. Fortunately, all of our existing newcos fit into those key themes, but more importantly, they were validation of this model of co-creation with health systems, and we're excited now to bring those opportunities to all of you for additional co-investment and co-development partnerships. We hope you'll give a serious look to all of them. We think they're amazing technologies backed by world-class experienced teams, and that they can be a terrific opportunity for all of us to work together to drive those early wins that I mentioned. Another exciting aspect of the work underway at the consortium is all the opportunities in our pipeline, which have been shaped through all of the conversations we've had over the last 4 months with each of you. As you can see on the screen here, there are a combination of spin-outs from health systems, scientific discoveries, opportunities to drive data, revenue, and diversification, along with de novo ventures that we build from the ground up together. We're very excited to explore many of these in partnership with all of you, and we'll have a great breakout session later today to help further refine and identify where all of you are seeing opportunities and where you're seeing the greatest need. Taking a step back, the timing of this consortium and all of us gathering here today comes at a really unique moment in the world of venture and the evolution of venture. It's a very challenging environment in many ways. Typically Series C to Series A conversion by institutions is around 40%. It's dropped to around 13%, which is alarming for many folks. At the same time, the best companies are continuing to get funded with record amounts of money at record valuations. And I think investors across the board are picking winners much sooner than they ever have before. And long gone are the days where everyone has multiple bets in every key area to try to make sure that they have an opportunity to pick a big winner. And so what everyone's looking for across the board is unfair competitive advantages. And I think this consortium, if we build it out in the right way, can be an incredible unfair advantage for all the companies that we build together and enable us to dramatically increase the velocity and success rate of all of the opportunities that we pursue together. We try to be a really high shots on goal type organization. This is not 500 startups. And so we're big believers that the best companies come out of a craftsman-like effort, and they're individually shepherded and supported, and we try to focus on a very small number of initiatives that we think can drive huge value for all of you. And if that model is successful, what we hope is it'll support your core business, it'll drive differentiated returns to all of your investment arms, and it will help you diversify your margin and your revenue. We have a really exciting agenda today, backed by a unique set of panels, firesides, and breakout sessions. The theme, as everyone knows, is the tipping point, innovating for a sustainable future. David, John, and I last night shared our personal tipping points, and together I hope we can work towards catalyzing a tipping point that changes healthcare for the better for all of us. It's a pivotal moment for the industry, as we all know. It's not a time for incremental changes or incremental improvements. We need bold decisions and bold leadership to drive forward towards a future that builds better healthcare for all and that enables all of you as health systems to not only survive, but to thrive.